Welcome back to Sidekicked, a Marvel Champions podcast where we are all about the allies. We'll teach you who they are in the comics, discuss their cards, and what kind of decks they might be played in. I'm one of your hosts, Earth Twister, and with me is...
Hey, it's me. I'm Jason Sketch.
And who's this other guy?
I don't even know anymore. But some people call me Levi Lewis.
Hi, Levi Lewis. I'm Jason Sketch.
Hi, Jason Sketch. Okay, we're done with this bit.
Is this even a bit?
Maybe
Wow.
a little bit.
It is wild. This is the first episode in a long time that we've not had a guest. And it's kind of nice to just be us.
Yeah,
To
I'll
just
put
be
the
us.
band back together.
Hey, there we go. No subs. No subs this time.
No subs.
This
But you
time,
like
Jason
subs.
is deadly serious this time.
I'm always deadly serious.
Oh man! So what have you guys been doing recently, Levi? Well, I mean, playing recently. You know, we're a Marvel Champions podcast, so
Yeah. So I, awesome enough, got to actually play of all the things. I got to play a really cool game with a couple of really cool guys where I played Hercules for the very first time.
how'd that
And
go?
I did play it over Discord, and I have said this many times before on the podcast. I'm really not a huge fan of playing solo. I really like playing multiplayer, and so anytime I get to play multiplayer with other people, I guess I'm just a social person. I just love that, and so I got to play.
I would not have pegged you as a social person. I mean, you're always hiding behind that screen, and
It's because he's naked.
Yeah,
That's
this
true.
is where I get
That's
to be
true.
naked. But yeah,
there are beaches for that kind of a thing.
just not in Texas. I guess I live in the wrong state for that.
Indeed.
But yeah, I got to play Hercules against Enchantress, and that was really fun. I got to play with these three really cool guys. I know two of them are here tonight.
Where are they? Hello.
I'm
Yes.
really cool, so I will take that vote.
There you go. There's one of them.
I guess I'm the other one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm playing with Groggy
Yay!
and we played with Groggy Gollum.
Groggy Gollum. Yeah, it's that
pretty
drunk
good.
Smeagol guy, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. You know, it's interesting that we played that game of Hercules versus Enchantress, because doing a little bit of research, I found out that those two have history, which I guess we'll reveal a little bit later.
Okay.
Ooh.
I've got questions already about it, but okay.
All right. Jason, what about you? What have you been playing recently?
I mean, well, we didn't let Levi finish. What aspect did you play? Did you
Oh,
win?
We won. I know at one point, I think I did like 28 points of damage, something like that.
Yeah, it was wild.
I think it was like the second to last round or the last round, something like that. I was just hitting and quitting.
You can quote that, ladies and gentlemen. Levi is known for hitting and quitting.
Oh man.
Welcome back to Sidekicked. You can email us your complaints at sidekickedamcp@gmail.com.
No.
Yeah,
It's
this
hramcp@gmail.com.
I'm not going to say how many times I've gotten pulled into HR's office for some of the stupid things I've said, but hey, you know.
Here we are.
Once a week.
Once a podcast.
Well, technically, right now, I work for a small business, so like my boss is the HR rep, and like my boss is just like, listen.
You can't be saying those things, man.
Listen. Half the times he thinks they're hilarious, though. He's like, it's funny. Can't say that.
So,
Jason, what are you saying?
yeah, what have I been playing recently? Man, I've played two big games recently. I've been playing a lot since that big game together, but the two that I've recently played, one was Captain Marvel, using the wonderful Avenge Me card. And I had a blast just drawing like 5 cards a turn with her. It was ridiculous. And it was kind of funny to just realized that I'm going over and over and over and over again with drawing these cards, that I got addicted to the drawing of the cards versus trying to kill the villain off. I was like keeping things at bay, but I was just having more fun drawing cards than just defeating the villain. I probably could have ended the game much sooner than I did, but here we are. So
Yeah, that was
it
like
a
a
good time.
2 hour game.
It was a 2 hour long game,
Yeah,
but
I had
it was a
I
blast.
had to let that one play in the background.
It's all right. People would tell me they watched it in chunks. I'm still getting comments on it like, it was a long game, but it was good. Thank you so much for sharing, and I appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all. By the way, everybody that's taking the time to at least leave a comment like that, just saying, hey, good job, GG. Even the basic comments really help the channel out a lot, so I do appreciate anybody that's taking the time to leave those basic comments. You can also leave comments down below on this video as well. Right below, down there.
Or
Just
if you're
saying
not
some nice
watching
things.
in the video format, feel free to leave a 5-star review.
A 5-star
Boom Guy says we
review?
need one.
How do we leave a 5-star review?
How?
I don't know, but Boom Guy says we need one.
Yeah, if Boom Guy says it, you got to do it.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Insert clip of Boom Guy saying, "Get a 5-star review here now."
What is you said GG, like people comment what's GG?
Groggy
Good
Golem.
game.
Oh,
Groggy Golem, got it.
Drag Golem. Or good game. It could be both. And
Does,
so,
does Groggy Golem comment that?
Groggy has not left a comment on my videos yet. So,
What
There
the
is
heck,
maybe-
Groggy?
maybe one day Groggy will be able to do so. But our good friend Steggy has left several good comments. He also
Steggy's
told me
the
where I
best.
messed up too.
Steggy.
Stegmaster.
So, the second game I played though, and it is releasing tomorrow morning. Of course, by the time this episode releases, it's been out for a while. I played a Hercules game, Injustice,
Hercules and Justice.
Another
Okay.
and I
Hercules
faced Mysterio, and guess how many Justice cards I played in that game?
0.
All of them.
Exactly, 0. I played no Justice cards at all. Hercules' kit alone was able to take care of Mysterio without an issue. I
Did
kind of
you
got to the end of
have-
the game.
Did you
Huh?
have a lot of basic cards also?
Yes, and so I've kind of gotten to where, and I need to maybe. This is where he's going to be interesting in the future, right? Is at least in Legacy, you run 3 Limitless Stamina, and you run 3 Earth Mightiest Heroes with Blade, and you just kind of get as many readies as possible.
Why does it have
From
to,
that.
for a second, I thought, never mind. with Blade, I was like, why would you run him with Blade? Never mind. Go ahead.
Yes, correct. Good question. So it went pretty quick. I got his first labor was the Justice one, or the side scheme one, which I actually pulled out. So Mysterio has a side scheme that is 6 threat, but it makes your hand size go up by 2, kind of like the one from Deadpool that has like all the things out.
Yeah.
And so I pulled that one out for the side scheme and got some extra card draw while I was trying to defeat it, which was kind of nice, which was not too hard. And then the next one was, of course, I got the Hydra out and took care of him pretty quickly. And then after that, it was just take care of Amadeus Cho for a couple rounds. And so Cho or Blade, whoever I felt like at the time. And it was just pretty fast. Mysterio didn't stand much of a chance. It's like an hour-long game, only because I was just playing around with Mysterio's cards in those turns where you have like 6 encounter cards at one time or whatever, which is pretty wild. So
Yeah, those can get wild.
but I did have a good time with it, and I was just baffled. At the end of the video, you're gonna hear me go, "Huh! I didn't play a single Justice card," and it's just like, I guess I didn't need to. So
That's like that one time that I played Magneto, and I played nothing but his cards and basic cards.
right, like there's just sometimes you just don't need to do it, I guess. So I don't know if I need to go back and make a different Justice build, or if I just need to do it more in like a multiplayer setting. But Hercules on his own was able just to handle.
What
That.
do you? I don't know if you remember this, but what Justice cards did you put in there?
I put in there one way or another, which lets you draw more cards when you play it and a scheme comes out. And then I played like Skilled Investigator, couple of others, but I don't remember it being anything like,
Nothing
super
crazy.
standoutish. Yeah, I think I put in like a couple of the new Justice allies in there to try them out, and I didn't even play them. Like, they shouldn't get to the table. So,
Were you playing a specific environment?
nope. Legacy.
So
But really,
yes,
I
a
mean,
specific environment.
so so Hercules was, I guess, is a character that really, if you can just run all the readies like that, he is gonna be able to take care of whatever he needs to pretty relatively quickly. It's fun, don't get me wrong, especially when you get like 4 retaliate on a turn, when you get
How
the
long?
gauntlets out and stuff.
So just because I've played Hercules recently, how long did it take you to get to his gifts? Like to get all of his gifts,
It took me
or did you get all
about
the gifts?
about 6 to 7 turn. So I did discover though this time for the first time, and I may have knew it before, but I didn't realize that the one for defending the ally, it has to be the villain attacking, not a minion. So I may have cheated on that one in the past,
Such a cheater.
not intentionally, but
Earth Twister, what have you been playing recently?
So, besides that game that we all played together, which was a ton of fun, I have been a part of the limited environment draft tournament for season 2.
The
oh, the
Liddits.
LEDT 7-2
The Liddits.
Yes, 7-2?
season 2. I meant to
Season
say
2.
season, and 7 came out of my mouth.
Okay, all right. I thought there was a different moniker you were giving it.
24/7.
Yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with it. I drafted some really cool heroes and boxes, and I've just really enjoyed the challenge of being able to build decks in that limited environment. And so far, all my games have been going really well. Most recently, let me think.
Yeah.
So I've played two games this past week. One was Venom Injustice versus Insabanur. Which that one was kind of a longer game. It was kind of hard fought, and I came out on top, which was really nice.
That was
And
a
then-
fun
Is
game to
that-
watch for sure.
Is
Good.
that the last? Is that the last apocalypse? Like in the
Yes, that's the
campaign?
form changing one.
Okay.
So I mean, it was a ton of fun to play. I felt kind of bad because as I was going back through and editing, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot a power counter here and here and here and here and. It's like, dadgummit. But I don't think that it necessarily affected the outcome of the game that much, because I would have made maybe some different choices that would have allowed me to stay on top.
Sure.
But I then built a Nightcrawler in Aggression deck and had a ton of fun with that against Sandman. I put a couple of non-X-Men. I mean, there's his identity specific ally is non-X-Men. But I put in Hulk in there as well. And I thought about it and I was thinking I might ought to add like honorary X-Men, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. But I sat Hulk out there and just had Hulk exhaust to keep the sands of time, or whatever it's called, city streets, clear. So that way I could focus on doing other things with Nightcrawler. And it worked out
he's
really
so
well.
cheap.
He's 2 cost, and then he has the 3 attack. So if I really needed to have him clear a minion or do some damage to the villain, I could do that. But I just needed him to exhaust, not take consequential. And he was also really great because he has 5 hit points. So it was super great because like Sandman's attacks all do the that damage that you can spread out. Yeah, indirect damage. So I could just I could defend, soak up as much of the damage as I wanted to, and then give the rest of it if I needed to Hulk, because he could take so much of it. And the main reason why I would do that is because you would have to resolve the Surging Sands on city streets anytime your identity takes damage. So if I just block the damage and then defer it to Hulk, then I wasn't going to have to resolve that Sands of Time. And so I was able to keep that clear. And if I did need to resolve the Sands of Time, it wasn't a big a deal because Hulk would just clear it the next turn, for the most part. So I mean that was a ton of fun, and that game actually lasted less than 30 minutes. So it was a quick game. I got so lucky with my starting hand. Like when you watch the video, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is great, and then I'll get disappointed because I have so many cards in that starting hand that I want to play, but I can't because I have to get rid of some of the cards that I want to play in order to play other cards that need to go on first. But like his cutlasses.
That's awesome.
His cutlasses. Yeah,
Turn
so
one
it was.
cutlass?
I had a starting hand which came in with his chapel and helicarrier, And then there was 4 other cards that I was like, I don't really need these. So I tossed those for the mulligan. And I pulled his cutlasses, and then 2 other cards, obviously. So it was the Chapel, the Helicarrier, and the cutlasses that I wanted to play. And I couldn't play all 3 of them. So I ended up, I think there may have been one other card that I wanted to play that was more... Oh, Hulk. Hulk was in my starting hand. So I had to get Hulk on the table and the cutlasses, and those were the priority. And so I had to get, instead of getting his Chapel and the Helicarrier down, I got the cutlasses and Hulk down. So I was defending for 4, retaliating 1, and then I had an extra attack point as well if I needed to use it. And so that was great because I could just like soak up damage, deal damage, and it was a fun time.
That sounds awesome. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
it's gonna come
watching
out
it.
tomorrow as well.
Just because we've talked about excuse me, the Hulk Ally, how did that, like, just him, like, how did he like with his activation
For his game,
I
never actually used his activation, his basic activation. You just exhaust him, and you get to apply his attack stat to the city streets. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I'm smart like that.
Wow.
Wow.
Go that far.
Now I will say,
I'm sure you built this deck off
I
of
didn't
somebody
build it
else's
off
deck.
anybody else's deck, but I did include Hulk in my deck because of a conversation I witnessed with Solo Marvel Champion and somebody else in our LEDT Discord, and that was before I built my decks. So I saw that idea and I was like, that's a genius idea. I've got to use that if I have access, and of course using the core set. So
it wasn't your
my original idea.
idea.
No, it was all
Is
solo.
what you're saying. So you're not
I'm
that
smart enough to take advantage of the stuff that is given to me.
It's called using your resources. In this case,
There we go.
Solo is our best resource.
He's a pretty good resource.
It's also
I'm not
called,
gonna lie.
I've become an expert at this just because I'm a younger brother, right? So I witness my older brother getting in trouble all the time, and I choose not to do the things that he did so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
This is
What
probably why
not
he's
to
doing
do
much
by
better at the
Jason
LEDT
Sketch.
Season 2.
I did not.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
Jason wrote a book, and it's called "What Not to Do" by Jason Sketch.
That's it? Yeah. It's
And
great.
as long as you do the opposite of what he says not to do, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
This is also probably why he's doing much better at the LEDT than I did. So,
Because he actually listens to Solo Marvel Champion.
hey, listen, I listened and I didn't judge the fact that I didn't pay attention to anything they had to say and just played the game.
Oh man, it's just been fun. It's been a good time. Like if you have an opportunity to do something like this with some other friends, it's a really cool time. Just doing the draft. I wish there was a little bit more engagement with the Discord and stuff like that. I mean, we're talking in there some, but it's mostly like, okay, I'm about to post this video, or this is gonna happen, or this is what I'm thinking for this. But I wish there was a little bit more like competition, a little bit like jabbing at each other. But I guess it's kind of hard to do that when you're not,
It's hard because it is a competition, but at the same time, it's also a game that's not built around competition, if that makes sense. And then the community itself is not built around competition necessarily. So there's still the fun and the fact of like, I'm doing well here, but I can see where you're coming from. I mean, it's been fun watching you guys just chit chat and talk back and forth in that Discord. And I think as the Discord continues to grow, and if we decide to add in like viewers to it, it's going to add a little more like room for that kind of conversation.
Well, there is one guy that's in my pod who is not a content creator that joined. So
correct, but he's still participating in the tournament where like some of the folks that are watching the games, but they're not participating in the tournament. So, but I'm glad you guys are getting to do this, and I think it's really great. And we honestly, obviously, we support the LADT here from Sidekicked, and so hopefully all 3 of our podcasters will get a chance to be in the LADT at some point, at some various seasons. Maybe even at some point we can be in a pod together, or be in each a separate pod and claim the name that Sidekicked will win all 3 of the pods that we're in. So
I'm not gonna lie, I would not mind being a pod person.
why does it sound weird?
Do you not know what a pod person is?
Is it somebody that lives in a tiny home?
No, it's somebody from Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I don't body snatch.
The pod people.
Hi, If you understood that reference, please leave the Captain America GIF that said, "Ha! I understood that reference" in the comments
That
down
would be
below.
great. But if you could also explain the reference to me in the comments, that would be fantastic.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, man.
No entiendo. No
You don't know what
Nintendo.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers is?
And insert cricket sounds here.
And Invasion of the Body Snatchers, there's been several different versions of the movie, but every single time, basically it's plants that if you fall asleep next to the plant, it takes over your body, and then it essentially it kills you and then replaces you with a plant clone that knows all your memories and looks exactly like you
Okay.
and has no
So-
emotion. Anyways, to continue our
Yeah,
podcast.
yes.
Oh,
Anybody
yeah, that's what we're
anybody
doing
want to
tonight,
stick
yeah.
their hand in this mailbag?
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me wanna wag my tail every time I something's mail time.
Mail time. Awesome. So we've got a few comments here, which is super great. We've got one here from Eric Roosh 5359. If I mispronounced that, please let me know. It could be Roush. It could be Eric. However it's supposed to be said. So let me know in the comments below how to actually say your name. He said, Yellow Jacket. Hank Pym here could be interesting. Another three former would be fun. Wow, so sorry, I messed that up already. Yellow Jacket Hank Pym hero could be interesting. Another 3 former would be fun. An alter ego, if this ability were like Black Panther Shuri, but any upgrade and not restricted to hero or tech, but eliminate the cost discount for balance. Or he shuffles upgrades into his deck in alter ego, then tutors or discounts them in hero form. That's a pretty cool idea. I like that. Plus, some new upgrades in any of the aspects would be great. Of course, yeah, I think we could use some more upgrades in leadership for sure. I feel like when I'm wanting to Voltron somebody, I sit there and I'm like, why can't I keep upgrading you? I want to throw more upgrades on you. But that's just me. That's just me.
Yes.
Plus, the justice and protection aspects could use some more love and ally upgrades. That's true. Perhaps an upgrade or an ally that mirrors form change, making them tiny or giant, and then having a support that shifts with them to boost different things. Or events that interact differently depending on the ally's form. Lots to explore. Yeah, that'd be really cool if there was like a Pym particle upgrade or something that you could give to an ally, and you could say this ally is tiny or huge or giant, and it like either gives a buff to their attack or to their thwart stat depending on what size they're in. I think that could be really cool. Or it could they could maybe be like based on his size. So like if they're tiny, they can defend an attack for you, but because they're tiny, it'll be like the villain's trying to attack them, but it'll reduce the amount of damage dealt to them by 2 or something, because oh hey, they missed you, like because you're so small, you're a hard target to hit. Something like that. I think that could be really cool. Maybe you could have like Pym particles in each of the different aspects that would allow for something like that, where okay, like with protection you get -2 damage if you're tiny, or you get the ability to stun or something if you're giant, and then aggression you get +2 attack when you're giant, and then the ability to confuse or something when you're tiny. I don't know.
No, I like this a lot. I think it's a really neat concept, and for you to put a name on it like that, like Pym particles, I think that's great. I think I would agree with that. I think we could almost label it a little bit more at the beginning of the hero phase. You decide what form they're going to be in. So kind of like Wolverine, where at the beginning of the hero phase he heals blank, and so you have to decide it at the beginning of your hero phase. So you need to make that decision before you go into the villain, because it could impact what happens in the villain phase. Instead of switching at the end of your turn, you do it at the beginning of your turn, which I think is a pretty cool idea. I like the idea of you expanding upon that too, and the Pym particles wouldn't only just be in like justice, it's going to be in all 4 aspects, and then each one has kind of a unique version of the Pym particles. So it could be like Pym particle A, Pym particle J, Pym particle P, Pym particle
A, B, C. So you could do a basic too, which would be interesting. And it's just hit points or something.
Oh yeah, you can do a basic.
So A, B, J, L, P.
So I think that'd be really a neat idea there. I think that's really clever. I love Eric's concept with that of more upgrades, and I think you could even lean into Hank Pym just designing and building things that could add to helping allies be more useful. Because in the long term, I think he starts off as like a mainline hero in the Avengers, and then he kind of moves more and more into the background as the stories go along, where he's like building things and kind of keeping them equipped and things like that with what they need. And so I think it's a very clever idea. And of course, a form change hero is always really cool. But the concept of making a form change ally, I thought was super neat.
So like you have an ally that folds out.
Oh, that too. But I meant like just the upgrades that make them into a form change.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Jason, do you want to read one?
Do I ever? Let me check and see. I'm shuffling my hand around in the bag right now. Oh my goodness, there's so many options. This one's a little sharp. I don't like that.
Wow.
We're not going to touch that one.
So much more room for activities right here.
So much room for activities. That's right. Okay. Let me pick our favorite friend here, Monkey. And I'm not going to read his comment word for word. I love you, Monkey, but your comments are longer. And I only have so many words I can use in a day. But I really liked the way you talked about the idea of a form changing for Yellow Jacket even being a little bit different than the one from like a regular form change, where you kind of have to like almost like roll the dice to get to what you need. You exhaust Hank Pym and change to a hero form, so you're having to choose between healing or going to a different hero form. So it kind of has an extra cost there in which you're changing to different forms because of 2 or 3 different forms that he would have access to, because he has not just Yellow Jacket, he has Ant-Man and like another personality or 2 that he works with as well, which I thought was pretty cool. And so he kind of was like, well, you can make it more like the SPDR where you have like 2 hero cards as your kind of deal, and so you to change between what kind of hero you want to play as, if you want to be Yellow Jacket or you want to be Ant-Man or whatever else is out there. I liked that concept that you had to like exhaust to change into that different form, which I thought was a really cool thing. So you had to flip to alter ego, exhaust, change to that other form, and then you can flip back up later on. And so I thought that was a really neat
That's really cool
concept.
I like that. Monkey's got some really cool ideas for sure. What about you, Levi? Would you mind reading something from the mailbag? Just don't get a paper cut.
You know what? I've already found one that I think is probably one of the best comments I've ever seen. Honestly,
it's not from Vacuums
it
again.
Is from no, it's from Raymond
that
Fox.
One sucked.
It's from Raymond Fox 1188, and he says 1 star for Levi, 5 star for the boomiest of guys. And you know what, Raymond Fox? I gotta say, it should be 5 star for the rest of us. The rest of us. Not just the boomiest of guys. The boomiest of guys would say the rest of us need it too. Okay? I'm just putting it out there.
Yes. 5-star review. 5-star review. And if I haven't said it enough, leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, Boom Guy says we can berate you.
If you listen to The Winning Hand, they inform you that it only takes 30 seconds. 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review.
I'm going to say it probably takes less than that.
You think so? You can leave a 5-star review for Sidekick in less than 30 seconds?
Let's have a competition, guys. You record yourselves leaving a 5-star review for us and tell us how long it took you to do that. The fastest person gets a shout out in our next podcast.
Not the next episode, the next podcast that we produce.
No, the next episode that comes after this one. The one that we record after this one goes live, because obviously, yeah, we're a little off there. Yeah.
About a month or so.
So, you will get a shout out in a month. Be prepared.
But that's right. It keeps you coming back to hear if your comment.
All right.
What's next?
So speaking of being prepared, you know the Disney song "Beep Beep," gonna get cut off there because of copyright.
Yeah, you got about like 27 seconds you can do before it copyright infringement.
I'm prepared.
we're going with actually a Disney character today that we're going to be talking about, right? Hercules. That's the guy that y'all wanted me to talk about today. Was Hercules from the Disney movie, right?
It's almost like we've already talked about
Did
him.
we talk about him?
Yeah, Jason talked about him a little bit. I
didn't realize you were talking
about
about the Disney guy. Are they the same person?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's a different interpretation, but yes,
okay.
essentially the same person.
Yeah, Greek mythology accurate?
neither of them. No. So interestingly enough, though, the Disney adaptation has some very strong similarities with the story we get in the comics. I thought that was kind of cool.
They both deal with Meg.
Not Hades, but his wife at one point is Megara. So, I may have
Is Hades' hair on fire?
missed that out. No, Hades wasn't even mentioned in what I found. Hera is actually the villain of his story. But I'll get into that here in a minute.
Hera?
So this dude's name.
Not even Ares?
Yeah. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just excited. I'm excited. Are you excited, Levi?
Bro,
Does he fight the Hydra?
Bro,
Does he fight the Hydra?
let me tell this story.
Oh,
Okay, so
So excited. So excited.
but does he fight
this
the
guy's
Hydra?
name is actually Hercules, and this is really hard to pronounce. Panhellenios. Hercules Panhellenios. And like I said, there's some similarities with the Disney adaptation of Hercules, with the story we get in the comics. But there's a few differences, like the fact that the Disney adaptation, Zeus and Hera were the parents of Hercules. In the comics, Zeus was not faithful to his godwife and seduced a woman named Alcmena of Thebes. And how he did this was he pretended to be her husband, Amphitryon, who was actually away at war. So he seduces this lady, and she gets pregnant with Hercules. Long story short, though, Hera, Zeus's wife, finds out about what happened and gets a little mad. And by a little mad, I mean she gets like super mad. And Alcmena tries to appease her by naming the baby Heracles, which means glory of Hera, which didn't really work. I mean, I don't know why she would think that would work, because it's like, hey, look, this baby has nothing to do with you, and it's actually, I don't know. I just don't see how that could even possibly potentially work. You guys get what I'm saying? No? Okay, well, we'll move on.
No.
No, I know you're rather upset, but maybe I should just try naming this child you're really upset about after you. Does that make things
No.
better?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
So something neat is
That's
like
more like
that.
spitting in your face.
I do know that that's closer. I don't remember it entirely, but I do know that that's a lot closer to the actual like Greek mythology story with his because Zeus does like now. If I remember right, Zeus turns into something. He doesn't turn into like another person. He turns into like a goose or something, which is really weird. But then seduces
As a
Hercules'
goose.
mom. It's like
Greek mythology, man.
I can't remember. So, yeah, Greek mythology is really weird. But like, it's either okay. I can't remember because he does it a couple different times. One of them's a goose. One of them is like a treasure box full of gold. Like it's like really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
It's
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, just a side tangent, right? Like, once we dive into Asgardians as well, there's a bunch of weird, like, actual lore for those old gods as well.
Like Thor.
Thor's got some weird.
Yeah, he
lore.
works out a lot, and that's where he gets his name because every day he comes home from the gym and he's Thor.
Anyways, so it's kind of murky why some things happened, but when he was a baby, he was initially abandoned outside of Thebes. I don't know why he was abandoned. It just says that he was. And he was found by Hera, his stepmother, I guess. I'm not sure what you would call that. And Athena. So he's found by them, and Hera takes pity on him and is like, you know what? I get it. It's fine. So she tries to nurse him with her divine breast milk, but that backfires for whatever reason. I mean, he bites her, and because he's got like god strength, it actually hurts. And so she gets mad and flings him away.
Gosh.
And he ends up back with his human mother and father. I say father with air quotes because it's not his real father. And Hera tries to kill him by sending snakes after him. But before he's a year of age, he chokes them to death like he does with the snakes in the Disney movie. I don't know that he ties them up in a bow and like giggles and everything, but he doesn't let them get him. But Amphitryon seems to be like this really cool guy because he actually raises Hercules like he was his own son. He trains him in combat and he taught him a lot. He even hired a music teacher for him. Though when that music teacher criticized his skill,
and that's why
yes,
the Disney
exactly.
movie was a musical.
When this music teacher criticized his skill, Hercules puts him to sleep forever. Nope.
With the singing?
Nope. He just kind of punches him really hard. Yeah.
And
Imagine Iron Man. Yes.
Go to
yes.
sleep. Go to
exactly.
sleep. Go to sleep.
Except
Go to sleep.
once.
Go to sleep.
Just one punch. He's One Punch Man.
Just one
Yeah.
time. Go to sleep. He's One Punch Man.
Well, anyways, another time he's on his way to Thebes and he encounters some. I guess this is Minion warriors, not minions, but Minyan. He encounters some who are on their way to sack Thebes, and Hercules stops them permanently. And for that, he was imprisoned.
Oh, good.
And while he's imprisoned, he finds out about his heritage from his parents. And his parents, so his Amphitryon and Ecmena, they give him a garb that was bestowed upon them by Zeus. And so when he's sent to be executed, instead of his head getting chopped off, the axe breaks on his neck, which is kind of cool. That's super cool. And then a lot happened in the ancient era of Hercules. He went questing with the Argonauts. He found the Golden Fleece, completed the 12 labors, which includes killing the Hydra, I believe. He was actually killed with poison, which then as he was going to the place of the dead, his immortality, so his mortal self, was stripped from his immortal self because Zeus took pity on him. So he stripped those apart, so he's fully immortal at this point and becomes a full god. And then after he becomes a full god, he takes part in the Olympic Games, winning most of the events, of course.
1996 Atlanta, baby.
This is still ancient Greece. And so then he does a whole lot of other things. Just the typical Hercules things you hear about. And he actually becomes the god of strength. So he's Hercules, the god of strength. Well, eventually, several years later, and I mean like 4,000
2 or 3
later, he helps out in World War II, and he helps out. He is with the Greeks still, so he's helping out with the Greeks, and he disguises himself while they're in Paris. He disguises himself as the Submariner. I don't really know who that is.
Submariner.
Submariner?
And that's
okay.
Namor.
Well, he disguises himself as that guy, and
As
to
Submariner.
do whatever needs to be done. Well, anyways, while he is in Paris, he meets our friendly neighborhood Wolverine, and by friendly neighborhood, I don't mean friendly at all. And they fight over this girl. And they end up in a stalemate because neither of them can kill the other person. And Wolverine, so they end up in a stalemate and they agree neither of us is gonna get this girl. But Wolverine ends up secretly taking the girl home, and Hercules seduces her the next day. So they both end up doing what it is they wanted to anyways. But I did forget to mention that Hera cursed Hercules. So any mortal woman that gets too involved with him would die. Oops. So this chick probably died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, anyways, after that event, Hercules and Wolverine, they actually become drinking buddies. So they're like immortal drinking buddies. So they can just go on these binges for all of eternity.
Is Wolverine
theoretically,
immortal?
I mean, he's the place that I read this said that he was immortal, but I guess he's technically not because he still ages just at a much slower rate. So he may end up dying of old age. I don't know.
Is Wolverine a good drinking buddy?
Apparently to Hercules.
Friendly neighborhood drinking
not
buddy.
Neighborhood, not friendly. Anyways, friendly. No, What? Immortal drinking buddy.
Let us know in the comment section down below or in an email. Where can they email us? Let us know if Wolverine's a good drinking buddy.
AMCP, a mother chooses people, at gmail.com.
No, a Marvel Champions podcast, not a Mother Chooses People.
Moving on. So here's the history. Here's the history with Enchantress. At one point, Enchantress actually enthralls him and makes him attack the Avengers. So this is before he becomes an Avenger. He is enthralled by Enchantress.
He becomes an Avenger?
Shh! Stop spoiling it. And he goes to attack the Avengers, and none other than Hawkeye, being the best guy ever, ends the enchantment somehow. It doesn't say how. Probably the same way that Black Widow ended the enchantment that Loki had on him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just probably hitting his head really hard.
Concussion therapy.
So they end the enchantment, and Hercules gets mad at Enchantress and works with the Avengers to take him out, which is awesome. The crowd goes wild and everything. You know, it's amazing. It's awesome. But Zeus is like, no, bro. And he exiles him from Olympus at that point for being on Earth. He exiles him? Like, exiles him from Olympus. X-Files. So he's no longer allowed at Olympus. And the reason for that is because he was on Earth. Because of Enchantress, he was on Earth without permission from Zeus. And so the Avengers house him, and he joins the team until they return to Olympus to take out Typhon. And then at that point, he remains in Olympus, although he does go on other adventures with the Avengers. But that is the basis of his history. Yeah.
Ooh.
Pretty cool guy.
That is a history.
Pretty cool guy.
He's been around
what
for
do you
a
guys
long
think?
time.
Any lingering questions, comments, doubts?
Did he fight the Hydra?
Did he fight the organization Hydra?
Probably.
That's one of the 12 labors.
It's one of the 12 labors to become an Avenger. Oh, man.
To do this all day.
He could do it all day.
He could do this all day.
All right, so looking at the card here, Levi Lewis, would you mind giving us a description of this person?
Do you want a description of the artwork
Everything.
or the card in general? Everything. Okay. So this is a 6-cost unique Hercules. He is an aggression ally. He has 1 thwart, 3 attack on him, 1 consequential damage for each of those. He is an Avenger, and he is Olympus.
Not only is he from Olympus, but he is Olympus.
He is Olympus. That's what it says. It just says Olympus, which is interesting. So his action that he has here, it's really not an action, but it's reduce the cost to play Hercules by 1 for each minion engaged with you. And he does have 4 HP, and he does have a flavor text here. It says, whatever Thor can do, Hercules can accomplish more
Can Hercules summon
mightily.
lightning? Wow, he just lied.
So.
I can
And
do
was part of
anything
the
better
case.
than you. You can't do anything better than me. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
Sparkle fingers. And then his artwork here is it's where it's Hercules, and he is almost bare chested here, where he's showing all of his muscles, his toned I'm gonna say like 30-pack chest going on there, where he is holding up a boulder. It looks like he's picked up a boulder. I mean, it is huge. It is like at least 10 times bigger than him.
That's a nice boulder.
It is a nice boulder. And it looks like he's about to throw the boulder. That's what it actually looks like. And he's got his cool headpiece that he normally is wearing. He's got his, like, I'm assuming that's his sash that he has. And he's got wrist cuffs. And he's got some kind of utility belt there. He's got a Batman.
It's actually,
belt.
it's like, you know what
And
those
he's got
weightlifters wear to like help protect their backs? That's probably what it is.
That's not what that is. I know what
But
those
it says
look like.
pockets.
Yeah, his have pockets. Those don't have pockets on
They
them.
can have pockets if you want them to have
and
pockets.
he's got some really cool. Look, it's got pockets.
Look, I added a few pockets.
I like your belt. Thanks. It's got
And
pockets.
he's got some. It's got pockets. It's got pockets. And he's got some really cool yellow pants going on there. And it does have, I believe it has somebody's name at the bottom here for the artwork.
Illis Andre
So that's
DeVito,
illustrated.
or
That's short for
Laura.
By Andre DeVito and Laura Viari.
And this card did come in the Thor pack,
Yes,
And he's a what kind of resource?
which would make sense. An aggression of fist resource.
Fist? Physical?
Sure, if that's what you want to call it. It's the fisty one,
punchy resource.
the fist one.
Well, cool. What do we feel about the art, Jason?
How do I feel about the art? Man, I think it's fun. I mean, when you picture Hercules, you want to see him doing some sort of feat of strength, and that's exactly what you're getting here. I don't feel like there's a lot happening color-wise here, but you get to see him front and center of the card. There's no question about like what's going on around him, what's he doing. It's very evident, obvious that he's here picking up a boulder. He's about to yeet that boulder. He's going to show off to Thor because that's what the flavor text is telling us he's doing. And he is just kind of living his best life as Hercules.
I mean, I'd agree with you. I think the art does fit the character. I don't know that I'd say it's my favorite art, but it's simple enough. You know, you get the picture, you get the idea of what's going on. There's not really any question. It's not like there's too much going on that you're just like, what? And, you know, it's helpful, I guess, to know this is Hercules and he's lifting something enormous over his head. Could be a mountain, it could be a boulder, or it could be a pebble. You know, you never know.
Yeah, he could have shrunk down with the pimp particle.
Exactly.
This is just a pebble.
That's a nice pebble. I like that pebble.
And in the morning, I'm making.
What do you think,
waffles.
Levi? What do you think about this artwork?
The artwork, yeah, no, I think it. I mean, it looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I think it looks really cool. And yes, like it's exactly what Hercules is. He's strong, so he's holding something very, very heavy over himself. And I mean, he looks like he's jacked because he is jacked. I mean, I think it fits him. I think the artwork fits.
Is he jacked
him
because
perfectly.
he's jacked, or is he jacked because he works out?
No, he doesn't work. Gods don't work out.
So
Demigods don't work out.
He just chills
He's
and
just a
eats
demigod.
fudge all day. Okay, I wish I could.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what Superman does. Like, have
Is
you
that
ever
why
seen
kryptonite
Superman
is
on the
his
treadmill? In
Is that why he
any
has a
of the
problem
comics?
with kryptonite? Because all he does is eat fudge.
Probably. Like, if he actually worked out, I mean, one, he'd be a little bit, buffer, and then two, he would never have a kryptonite problem.
What is that song that came out in like the early 2000s? And I walk in the spot. This is what I see. Everybody stop.
Sexy and I know it.
Do, 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 do. But at some point in that song, that's I work out. That's a song just about Hercules, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But Hercules
I
doesn't
don't work out.
But he's sexy and he knows it.
All right, cool. Does he feel like the character in the comics? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, from the history, it doesn't seem like he took out like a lot of little things. I mean, I guess he did do the 12 labors, so maybe he would do a lot of minion fighting. And I think that's where I go when we talk about does he feel like the character in the comics? Is I go mostly to their card text, because that's like their main ability, right? Like, maybe he likes fighting. Maybe that's why like the more that's there, the more ability he has to fight, the more he's like, yeah, let's go. And so he shows up, but maybe not. I'm not sure. I think the 3 attack stats really nice.
Are you okay there, Levi?
I'm okay.
Oh,
I just hit my
was
funny
that?
bone.
It
And it does
is
not
funny.
feel funny.
Ugh.
It might be funny to you.
But I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if he feels that way. So I think maybe I'm like on the line. I think I'm on the line here.
I might be stretching thinking process here. I don't know if I jumped in front of you there, Levi. I apologize.
Go ahead.
But you're dealing with your funny bone there. So the I see at first I was like, well, why wouldn't he be? He's strong. He's got a 3 attack. He's obviously got a cool picture. He's there kind of trying to show off to Thor's and flavor text. But I get where you're coming from. Where it's like, how does the story of Hercules correlate back to him dealing with minions? And I can kind of see where you're kind of the point of like, I didn't see anything like that. At the same time, when you think of Hercules, I think you also think of the man who, especially in the comics, he's ready for a fight. And so if it's like, oh, well, that's not going to be a cool fight, then why should I mess with that? You know, it's not a big deal. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, you're going to go fight the Elephant Man. Well, great. Well, that's just one person, you know. But he comes in, he goes, cool, I can take out 6 people. That sounds fun. Let me go do that. Let me just prove to you how strong I am by taking out more than one person at a time. Versus me helping you swarm one person. I'm going to help you guys take out more than one person at a time. So, kind of like the Hydra heads. And he's been doing that since the beginning, right? Because he had snakes come after him and he was able to take out a couple of snakes just as a baby. So,
Wouldn't that be a cool story? Yeah, when I was 10 months old, I had snakes come after me and I just tied them in a bow and chucked them down the river.
I mean, so if you really get like really deep into his like actual, I'm not talking Marvel comics here. Yeah. I'm talking like actual like Greek mythology with Hercules.
Yes.
It's pretty like sad, like the stuff that it talks about.
His life is a tragedy.
Like when, like it's literally like one of the reasons why like where the term Greek tragedy comes from is because like his whole life is just a tragedy, like everything that happens. Like he basically as a very young child kills his parents. Like stuff like that happens, and it just keeps
Doesn't
happening.
he kill his own
it
children
keeps happening. It keeps happening. He kills his wife, and I believe children too. Yeah, like something. I can't. I don't remember if he does it, but like it happens. I know that they pass
bad things
somehow.
keep happening to him. Okay.
Yeah, but he did take out his own parents. Now it was an accident, but like it was like one of those like he didn't know his own strength type of things, as a baby like type things. I mean, it's insane. But anyways, I'll be really honest. I don't think his I think everything except for what he does on this card fits him. But like what he like his whole his cost gets reduced for every minion that's engaged with you. I don't feel like that fits him very well. Just my opinion. I mean, because his whole thing is strength, and like that doesn't really like have a whole lot to do with strength. So like to me, it would make more sense if it was something more along the lines of for every minion engaged with you, he gains +1 attack.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
But then on top of that, like because I mean he's very very strong, so it's like I don't know. And I'm not saying that exactly, but just like something along the lines with his strength.
Well, for a while there,
sense.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No. I was finished. Go ahead.
And you're making a good point, right? And because keeping with the theme of minions, because for a while there, and I think it still is the case, but not as much as it used to be, aggression was a heavy focus on taking out minions. It wasn't about taking the villain out. It had a heavy focus on minion attacking and defending and destroying minions. That was what aggression was intended there for, was to take minions out. Protection is there to protect the table. Justice is there to make sure the scheme doesn't get taken care of. And leadership is there to kind of help just kind of fill in the gaps.
And the villain's just allowed to do whatever he wants to.
And you're working as a team to defeat the villain. So that way you wouldn't just lean on aggression to be the one taking the villain out. It's a unified effort. And I think over time, aggression's added in a few of those big hitter cards that make it lean more towards awesome. You punch the villain while we deal with everything else. Yeah. But even then, you still have the overkill with full body charge, which is catered towards a minion. So I think that's why we're seeing the minion portion here on this aggression card. But I agree with you. It feels odd. Even the ups and downs though of the making him stronger or weaker. So.
Well, I mean, just the specifically like they didn't do something specifically towards his strength. That's where I'm like,
right.
That's the big like the whole minion thing. Like it's neither here nor there. But yeah, like the whole idea that they didn't really play to his strengths.
Right. And I think
that's where it kind of throws me a little bit.
This is an early ally too. I mean, Thor's one of the
Yeah, yeah.
very first hero packs too. So
Yeah, so there's, I mean, I'm sure that there's plenty of listeners that we have that do not have this card.
correct.
No.
Which leads us into kind of saying this is not a current environment card. This is a legacy
Who
only
picked
card unless
Hercules?
they bring it back.
Jason.
I did not.
I
Or
think it
Twister,
was,
you're leading this
it
episode.
was-
You picked Hercules.
It was Mrs. Sketch.
So I do have a bit of trivia. While we'll take a small break from this discussion here. How many ally cards out there are 6 cost?
2.
Is it 2?
You are correct. It's just 2. Can you all
Captain
remember who the
America
second one
in
is?
leadership.
Captain America
Really,
in
really know
leadership.
this because we talked about it right before we started recording.
I'm a super
It
nerd.
is-
I know all things all the time.
I mean, it's Captain America. We just knew this general knowledge, obviously.
It is interesting with this Captain America card too that those that are this is a second 6 cost card, right? Both of these 6 cost cards have something to do with reducing their cost based on the amount of something else out there.
What
So
is-
Captain
what is
America
Cap-
reduces his cost by 1 for each Avenger character.
So
out there.
theoretically,
So there's some sort of
Hercules
theming
could make
there.
Captain America cheaper. So minions could make
Correct.
Captain America cheaper also.
By
Theoretically, yes. You would have to do it in like a
2-stage process.
either a Guardians of the Galaxy, what's his name, Adam Warlock, or a Spider Woman deck,
Ooh, interesting.
what
because
is-
they are
what is
2
Captain
different
America?
aspects.
What is
Leadership.
he-
Yeah,
What is his aspect?
leadership.
Of course he is.
Now there is also an aggression Captain America, but we're not talking about Captain America
'Cause he-
today.
He came in just the last thing because he came in
He did.
A
He
newer
is a
set,
current
didn't he?
environment set.
Falcon.
I think
He
so.
came in Falcon.
No, he didn't.
No,
No.
this
What are you talking
that
about?
Captain America, that blue Captain America, came in Mad Titan Shadow. The aggression Captain America came in Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. So he's not a current card. He
You're
is
not talking
also a
about the
legacy
aggression
card.
one.
Mad Titans.
Correct. Both these
Yeah,
6 cost cards are
Mad
legacy.
Titan
legacy.
Shadow is actually probably one of my favorite expansion packs. That was really fun. A lot of fun villains in there.
Yes, they actually have some really good villains, especially everybody's
Hella.
favorite Loki.
Dude, Hella's a hella fun. Hella's a
Hella
hella
awesome.
fun.
I guess next time we
Hela
play as a group, we need to play Hela, so I get the idea of why we like Hela.
Or the Four
No.
Horsemen.
I veto that.
Do you guys like playing him?
So here's Levi Lewis. You're up.
Yeah. I
So here's Levi Lewis.
so I will say I have included Hercules in a couple of my decks before. However, I've never played him because of the cost. 100%. I will not say any other reason. 100% because of the cost. And it's not that I've never fought villains that have like no minions or whatever, like, but it's just even with like 1 or 2 minions, it's still a very high cost.
True that.
And so I can genuinely say I've never been able to put this card on the table. At the same time, I've never tried that hard.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think of a Spider-Woman deck where you could include this in Captain America.
Okay. While you're figuring that out, I did enjoy. I used to play him once, and it was in a Tigra deck where I was focusing heavily on having as many minions out as possible, anyways, so I can use the Bring It to get the better card draws and things like that. And I think I ended up playing him for like 2 costs because there was 4 minions out, So that was the only time I did get a chance to play him, and I guess that kind of falls in the best uses, which is our next question as well. But overall, like that was a lot of fun to be able to get this ally that's typically expensive onto the table, and he was actually able to take out a minion or 2 for me while I was in the process of like dealing with the rest of the nonsense that was going on the table too. So I thought he was a great ally, and it was just fun to get him on the table. And through Tigra, it worked out well. But I have not found a better or another fit for him in a different hero.
That makes sense. For me, here's the thing. I don't typically like playing aggression.
We started out friends.
why did you
because
pick
of
him?
the new hero packs that came out recently. I really like the hero pack. I don't typically like aggression. I'm fine with it. Like it can make for a quick game. And that's part of what I don't like about it is the games feel too quick to me. It takes too freaking long to set up for me to play a game for 10 minutes only to put it away again. Sorry.
You just don't put it away and play it. Just play it again.
Yeah,
No,
3 times.
then it's repetitive. But Hercules, he just seems like you would have to really game it in a particular way for him to be worth it. So liking playing him, maybe if I'm really wanting to game it in a particular way. Otherwise, not necessarily. I don't know that I would love playing him, but that's just me.
You're talking about the ally, not the hero pack.
True. And his best uses, I mean, as I mentioned, so you mentioned him in Tigra. I think that's a really good use because you're already going to be trying to get minions out there. They're going to be stunned. They're going to be confused. If you just played Moon Knight right before, you get a stunned and confused minion. So they're going to be out there. They're not going to be able to activate. So you're safe. And then you play them pretty quickly. I think that that's a good choice there. I think another option that I've just kind of been thinking about is if you're trying to get the Captain America and Hercules thing to work a little bit, is you have a couple allies out there already, right? So they're Avenger traded, Spider-Woman's Avenger traded. Then you use minion summoners, spoiling for a fight, looking for trouble. And if you're playing Spider-Woman, you can get the leadership one squared off. You use those 3, and I'm pretty sure you could get Hercules down for pretty cheap, and then Captain America would come like right after.
Well, you could use squared off to play Hercules too.
But so if you use looking for trouble, ready for a fight, and then squared off, so you've got 2 minions. He's a 4 cost. Now he comes in as a 1 cost because of squared off, so you get him in for 1.
You get him
for
in
3 because you would have just
point,
summoned in another minion. That's right.
Still.
So there'd be 3 minions on the table. He'd
So
come in
you would
for
come in for free.
And then Captain America, say you have 2 other allies that are already out there. Captain America would be a 3 cost at that point. 2 cost because you're Avenger traded, which would be really cool. I think that would be kind of a fun deck to work with.
Wait, who are you playing as?
Yep.
Okay.
So I mean, I think that could be really fun if you're doing a minion summoning, minion slaying deck. Which, on the other hand, if you're really focusing on minion slayers, you have heroes that are naturally built that way. So you've got Thor, you've got Winter Soldier, and you got Tigra. Those are heroes that want to see minions, and want a lot of them out maybe at the same time. So this may be the decks that you include them in, just because minions are going to be natural.
And who are you fighting?
Drang.
Drang's a good one. Mutagen formula, where you're going to see a lot of minions anyways. Is another bad one too. Ultron.
But with Ultron, you
Makes
have
a
the
lot of minions
problem
as
of
well.
maybe Hercules and Captain America become drones.
That's true. That's true.
And then you don't have to pay the cost.
It's not like they just immediately go into play. They go to your discard pile.
No, I mean, then you don't have to pay for
That's
them
true.
at all.
But if the
You don't have to
point is
worry
including them in the
about
deck so that you can
all
play
of those
them, then it's
cards.
frustrating.
And it makes all of that pointless that you just said. And I'm just emphasizing.
It's
that
true.
it can't happen.
There are definitely times where I built a deck for a specific card and then won without ever playing that card.
It's kind of like the time that Jason kept, like, every game that we played, he was intentionally, like, every deck was so that he could play Beta Ray Bill. And I don't think did you ever play Beta Ray Bill?
He's thinking, folks. This is his thinking face. Or maybe that's his pooping face. I'm not sure which one.
I hope it's the thinking face.
No, what? No.
I don't think I ever did. I don't think I ever did end up playing Beta Ray Bill on the table. I think I tried hard to make it happen and just didn't.
I do remember you tried for a very long time, very, very hard to play Beta Ray Bill.
Makes me sad.
It's just one of those ones that it's harder to play.
Hey, so he already has a hero pack. So what are we going to do
Yeah,
about
so
that
actually,
question?
if you look at the show notes, would you, and if you would, how would you change his hero pack? Mr. Lewis, why don't you kick us off?
This is a good question. I do have his hero. Oh, right here. Hold on.
I'm getting seasick because he's moving us around.
I have his cards right here somewhere. This is it. This is it. I would add one of the things. So I do like. I mean, I have like a love-hate relationship with his labor and gift decks. I hate the labor deck, but I love the gift deck. But I mean, it makes sense that they would have like one or the other, and I do think it's kind of neat with that because of like his whole backstory and everything. Like, it makes sense that he has to go through the labors to get the gifts. Like, I mean, it's 100%. I would add one. What exactly? Like, because there's 3 in each one. I would add one to eat. Like,
maybe you should do 12 because he does 12 labors.
I think that'd be a little much. I'm just saying. I think it would be neat to just have just one more, because I feel like three actually seems like small in my opinion. And then on top of that, I would probably, just because he has such a small hand size, I would add like some kind of resource card.
He has a resource card.
More resource cards.
You're not talking about like his resource generator. You're talking about like a
like
a double or
actual
something.
Yeah, like an actual like something like that. Yeah, specifically because he has the labor cards. Like maybe have a labor card that does that. That would be the labor card that I would add.
Yeah.
Either it gives you like +1 hand size, or automatically gives you +1, like it's a generator or something like a resource generator.
The gifts or a labor?
A gift, not the labor. The labor, I don't know what a labor that I would add, because labors are kind of, I mean, they are kind of neat. Like I would add something with Medusa. I don't think he faces. I mean, he doesn't face Medusa, but like that would be in that kind of like that realm. I mean, he does have the shield here on because I'm looking at his Protect Humanity. The shield is the shield of like that has Medusa on the shield. So yeah, like him facing Medusa or something. I don't know what it would do though.
Gives you the ability to.
But that's what I would change.
Whenever you attack an enemy, you can exhaust this card to stun the enemy. I think that'd be kind of cool, even if they're steady or stalwart. Maybe.
That would actually be really neat.
But that's what I would change.
That's cool. What about you, Mr. Sketch?
I think I would like to see more variety in labors as well. I think you still keep the 3 gifts and you got to try to complete 3 labors. So I think that's a fair balance. I think once you have all 3 labors out there, you don't typically lose. And so I think the 3 labors is like a perfect amount. 3 gifts is a perfect amount. But I think giving me more variety in the labors I have to complete would be nice. Because I think eventually over time I'm going to get bored of having to complete just these 3 labors. But still give me 12, so that I have options. So every time I come in, it's a different labor I have to contend with.
It's not always
one or two
And you
that's
have to like roll dice or shuffle the deck or something.
That's a cool idea. Yeah, that's a cool idea.
But I do like that your cards are easier as you have more gifts out there. I do like that your cards all cater back to this idea of completing the labors to get your gifts, because the more you do that, it kind of pushes you to do the labors versus ignoring them. Because I feel like if they didn't do that, you would just ignore the labor kit and move on. But having that variety, I think, just giving me a little bit more variety is going to be nice. Because I think as everybody's biggest comment is like, Hercules is fun. But eventually I see myself getting bored of having to complete the labors every time I play them. And it's because it's the same 3 labors every single time. I get why. I get that there's a cost value to how many cards you have to print. But you could have, given us 5 more cards and not given us the all versus all mod set.
Maybe that's why Hercules should have come in the box set instead of as a hero pack.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Just a suggestion.
That's a good point.
And I don't know how influential he was in the Civil War. I don't even remember him being in the Civil War. So that's probably why he wasn't in the box.
Either. But I mean...
And Wonder Man was dead by the time Civil War happened.
I was going to say, what did Wonder Man do in the Civil War? Because I don't remember him either.
He was dead by the time Civil War happened. So
Womp womp.
I don't, but yeah, I think that's the big thing that would be the big change. I think just having more variety in labors. And I think overall the rest of his kit is perfect. I think it does really, really well. What about you?
Earth
Twister?
What about
I really like the way his kit currently works. So to be honest, I probably wouldn't change it. But if I did, I just had an idea sort of occur to me of like a permanent setup card that comes in that at first does nothing. But as you go through the labors, it increases and gives you a specific ability. So like you do the first one, you get retaliate 1 plus a hit point or something. I mean, it's basically what the gifts give you, but it's like a permanent setup card, so you're not having to have like an extra deck, right? It's more of like a space saver than anything. But you could have it.
But the randomness of what you draw is nice too, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. So I
You
mean,
build-
you could, I guess, it reduces the randomness of it, but you would have maybe based on what's in the victory display, you get X. So like you would have say defeating the Hydra, you get the Nemean lion skin. For protecting your allies, you get protect humanity, or you get the shield of Prometheus. You know, so like you maybe like based off what's in the victory display, you get that. But then maybe there's a few more labors that you could include that allows you to increase what you can put out there with your hero. I don't know.
So kind of like the Son of Zeus card that he has, but instead of an event, it's more of like an upgrade. And it's a
Yeah,
permanent?
it'd be like a permanent card that comes in. Maybe Hercules starts off as like a 2/2/2 or something. And so you could have it maybe just like, okay, you get the Shield of Prometheus, you get a +2 to your defense and retaliate 1. You get the Nemean lion skin, you get +3 to your hit points and 2 to your attack. And then for what's the other one? Is it the Sword of Peleus? Maybe you get the + to your attack there, and the Nemean lion skin you get + to your threat or something. And one of them is balanced out. Also, you get extra hit points and stuff like that. And then the rest of his kit would still be the same, based on rather than gifts that are in the field, based on the labors that are in the victory display. You get +X, and you can generate +X or whatever. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Excuse me.
Jason's pouting.
That's what I think.
It's not pouting. I'm just thinking about it. Because he's already complicated with having to remember how much HP he actually has and things like that too. I like it though. Getting more benefits for him is always nice. But I don't know if he needs it. Like once he's got all 3 out, he stops.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be any stronger than what he is with his gifts out, right? Like, I think he's what a 1/3/2 or something like that. 1/3/2.
Yeah, 1/3/2.
And so he would start off as like a 2/2/2, and then he would get buffs to his attack and defense maybe as the cards come out, and then he gets buffs to his hit points.
Would he have any that are negative effects too? Like he gets +1 like attack, but it also takes 1 away from thwart or something.
Potentially, I mean, maybe, but you could always just start him with 1 thwart like he's already at, but he's like a 1/2/2, so he is kind of hard to start with, because I feel like he's already kind of good. Like the only thing he can't handle is threat, but he can punch, he can defend, like he's solid there. So yeah,
I mean, it makes sense that he's not the best thwarter.
I don't know. Those are just
He's
my
a punchy
thoughts.
guy.
Those are my thoughts. Thanks.
Those are good thoughts.
I wish we had a Danny DeVito card.
He's not a Marvel hero.
No, but he's what is his
the satyr?
Phil
The satyr.
Phil the Satyr.
Philoctetes.
Ally card. Yeah.
Don't say that too often, do you?
Come on now.
Phil what?
Philoctetes.
How do you say it? Philoctetes.
All right, y'all got any
Philoctetes.
Philoctetes? Y'all got any last thoughts here on Mr. Hercules?
Hercules.
I mean, we're thankful he's an aggression card and lives in the aggression world.
Sure.
Cool. So my Yelp review, man, I really don't want to, but I think I'm gonna give him a 2-star because of his cost and how difficult it can be to get that many minions out there to make him cheaper. I think he plays well with Tigra, but anywhere else it's a little difficult to really get him out on the table.
That. I'm going to give him a solid C. He's average. I mean, he's good if you can get him in. He can do some damage for you. He sticks around, but you really gotta have some minions or some good cards to pay for him in your hand.
That's fair. I do know. I know in the past I haven't been sure if I've given two of the same ratings to two different heroes. I do know that I have given this rating to another one. I don't remember which one it was, but I'm gonna rate him as a lion. And I've said this in the past, and maybe in the last episode. I don't remember. But is it the third time?
I think one of them you said
lion?
lioness.
So lions, yeah. So lions. The thing is, lions is like they're pretty lazy. I mean, they're strong, they're powerful, they can do a lot. They are the king of the jungle. But lions themselves don't really do a whole lot of hunting. It's typically the lioness that does a lot of the hunting. And so like him being putting him on the table, like once he's on the table, once he's aggressive and actually doing stuff, he's good. But you got to get him out there first. And so he's not all that amazing. Like the whole, like it's kind of a niche thing putting him on the table. Like it has to be like a pre-thought to even be able to put him on the table.
It does.
Does that make sense? So yeah, he's a lion.
All right. Well, I like that. I think we all kind of sort of agree he's okay. I mean, he's not your worst ally out there, but he's definitely not your best.
Yeah, we're not going to be sad if somebody decides to play him and put him on the table or anything like that.
No.
But we're not going to be like, oh, right, it's Hercules. So.
Yeah, he's here to save the day.
Not like Beta Ray Bill.
I feel like Hercules is easier to put on the table than Beta Ray Bill. Let's just put that out there.
I don't disagree.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to us. If you are listening on Spotify, Apple, or any of your other podcast apps out there, please make sure to leave us a 5-star review. It really helps us out. I know we joke about it a lot, but we do really appreciate it. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and twist that like button. Subscribe if you're brand new, and leave us a wonderful comment. Thank you, Monkey. I see you right in that one. As always, guys, I've been Earth Twister. Stay twisty.
Did he say twist that like button?
Yeah. Click it.
What does that even mean?
Click it. Click the like button. As always, my name is Jason Sketch, and next time we'll be deadly serious next time.
My name is Levi Lewis. Watch out for those wombats out there.
Not looking for any dates this time?
No. That's it ran its course.